Myth is already
In my
talking about Tums this
off-brand
morning.
icy hot.
Good morning, everyone. Good freaking morning. It is Saturday, and it is our episode 8 of Tavern Talk with Head Removal Inc. Thanks for joining us today and this morning. Our normal introductions here. We've got Jaboom over in the corner there, your favorite boomy / mage now.
What's up?
We've got Myth, who is doing some weird thing. I think he's got a calcium deficit. So, yeah. But yeah, he's over there in the corner. He's a Death Knight. Not
Smith.
sure if that's
We don't
what
expect
his case
much.
is gonna be. Yeah. Right. He was going in a holy, now he's blood. Back to blood. Cat, our murderous penguin. And then down in the other corner, we got So Serial Man. Yeah, your horror fanatic. Chaz is not available today. He's got some work stuff because he's a bitch. Just saying. But
He got
I
that.
still love him.
Technically, his work
He's
stuff's
gonna
kind
do
of
on a
important.
Saturday morning.
Right. Yeah. So, we got a cheer on the bits there. Thank you. But yep, we're gonna get started on this. And today's episode is the guild calls. The adventurers given a quest, and what that is that I gave everybody a topic, beginning or the end of last stream, and said, hey, everybody come up with their own little topic for 15 minutes to talk about. It's gonna be random. It's gonna be chaos, but that's how we like it here on Tavern Talk. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into this. And our first topic today is going to be presented by Miss Cat down there in the corner. And she's going to be talking to you guys about
Alina wine mixer.
Alina wine mixer.
Let's get that up there so you guys can see this.
Every time you say that, I hear that guy going.
It is Operation Midnight, the raid on Midnight, because what just happened? You guys just got the release for the first 2 raids of Midnight, and you guys have already started this week.
They were good. They were fun. Enjoyed them.
Yeah.
Agree.
Like every single boss except one of them.
The whatever boss that one was that you guys were fighting with the crystals, where it makes the 2 walls up the side. He's got like the forearm drag. Yeah, he looks pretty cool because he reminds me of a Borderlands boss.
Dude, you should hear his enrage.
That's what I was
like
thinking.
The sound when he's charging that beam before it like starts one zapping everyone. It's so cool. It like boom 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 boom. You hear it like charging. It's so
a
cool.
Godzilla beam, bro.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I know if our oldest, he loves Godzilla. If he heard it, he'd be like, it's like a Godzilla remake.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys seen Chaz's argument in there. I knew when Sam's like, we like everything chaotic. Chaz is like, no. We like notes and structure.
Nope.
I like both. Both is good. All right, so let's get down to
Throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah, exactly. So we didn't get to see all of Raid because they split it up. So we got the first 2, which was 7 bosses.
Correct. Yes.
Bosses
7.
Out of the 9.
Yep.
And of course, 2 of them we had to go in blind because they didn't have guides for them. So that was pretty fun to figure out as a raid. But so far it's been kind of fun. The graphics have been really nice, like Jibs mentioned. The music and the sounds that you can hear when they do certain mechanics
on the Chimera fight is so 10 out of 10.
Yes, like
that shit is so good.
So good, dude. I had to turn the music
so good
up.
Yeah.
And that was something that we were like, I think as a raid collectively, we were just like probably banging our heads trying to figure this stuff out because let's just say that the spells on that overtuned by a lot. Like as a lock, I'm tanky, and if I got the dispel and I didn't get spelled right away, I was using 2 defensives and probably a cookie before having to run. So the dispel on chimeras is slightly overtuned, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Best boss mechanically, I found it to be Veracious, but that's probably because I did the raid plan for our group. So I understood, like, I felt super comfortable walking into Veracious and smashing because I was like, okay, I know I need to step here. I need to be on this side of the wall. And, like, when I was making the raid plan, I made it easy. Range on the right, melee on the left, because when we were doing melee, that was the wall that we would most likely have to sprint to. He always seemed to favor. Range on the left, melee on the right. I hope none of our raids watching this because they'd be like, wait, what? Range was on the right because we could walk over. Melee was on the left because that was the wall that would pop up last. And it was just easier for them to kill their ads over there. So Veracity, since obviously he didn't also have to move. So that made the tank so much easier because they didn't have to move him out of like poop on the ground. They didn't have to move him so that everyone could get in the center. He just, where he was is where he stayed. So it was all a mechanical fight for our part. Worst boss was a toss-up between Vanguard, which is the three...
Worst boss? US.
The three that you have to fight and whatever. They have a lot of mechanics to them, a lot of over-tuned mechanics. And then, of course, I could, since Smith is one of our tanks and I'm sitting right next to him, I can hear him bitching like there's so many tank swaps. There's so many tank swaps. And then he had difficulties the first night because he couldn't see their bars to show who he needed to taunt off because of how the fight works. The other one I thought was kind of crappy was Cosmos. I think it's because we didn't have a guide to it.
I think that's unanimous across the board. No one's going to argue that. Cosmos just has a lot of shit going on.
Yes, yes. So, like, we went in, and Jordan's like, good luck, guys. We're just going to have to figure this out as we go. Luckily, it was on normal.
Yep.
But it was a fun fight having, like, all P1, P2, P3. Like, it was a different fight than what they've set up before. Because first you're fighting these three guys, and then Illyria, and then you gotta kill an ad in P2. And it was just fun. The problem we had on normal is in P3, we had a bug. We were brought up into the air like we were supposed to, and as we were coming down, all of a sudden we're like, what the fuck is happening? We fell through the floor. So it was a full, full wipe.
Full wipe. No one could figure out what was going on. We were there. Then
I looked at Myth because I was like, I can't look at the raid group, but it was just did you just fall through the floor too? And then all of a sudden, all over raid, we're like, anyone else fall through the floor? And it's like, bro, we all fell through the floor. Stand, like, look around so you can see all of us.
I'm definitely going to say, Kat, but mentioning like that bug alone though, there wasn't a lot of bugs. Like for like first raid night and opening, it was pretty fucking awesome. It was pretty awesome.
Very true.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
The servers were very stable.
No, you're
as well.
good. Like, I was very shocked that there wasn't a lot of lag to start. Like, usually when we all pop off at the beginning of a fight, I will freeze for a few seconds and pray that a mechanic that could insta-shot me didn't. And that didn't happen. That, I believe, was the only bug we had the whole, like, through all of normal. It didn't happen. I don't think we had any in heroic. The only one we really had was when we were trying to wipe on the two dragons. People kept trying to fall off the platform, and they'd get teleported back a couple of times.
Yeah.
But that wasn't like a bug in the actual...
The private auras, like Vlad said, was kind of a pain, like it was, because you couldn't see them. But for the most part, raid was awesome. Like I loved it. I enjoyed it. The fights were graphics, 10 out of 10. Yes.
The ambiance.
Now, one thing I will add to that, though, is like the whole Void thing, I am kind of ready for them to switch it a little bit, because I feel like Anserex Raid, the first one in the War Within, kind of was thematically kind of like this one, and then we had Mana Forge, and then now this one. So, I mean, I get it's all Void. I just wish they would have made like the platforms kind of look a little different, because I feel like the floors kind of look the same in the last couple of raids, like what we're staring at.
Yeah, like the Void is kind of reminding me of Dimmy quite a bit. But I do like that we get to go to like Harandar for Chimeras. That's kind of fun. And like the only flying we have to do is just for trash. It's not like we have to, like in Dimmy, we didn't have to fly to the next platform. So that's kind of nice that you still get to do that flying, but it's right before you even get into the fight. So it's not like you're trying to rush to the next platform before your debuff falls off.
It's because his forehead's taken up over his eyebrows.
You muff.
I would say, in terms of difficulty, normal wasn't too bad. But once you got into heroic, they really upped it. Like, I feel like it's very overtuned, especially like the dispels, um, the ads on the double dragons, like when people had to pop off because it's like, if not, that would literally wipe the raid group. Ads shouldn't be wiping the raid group on heroic. So I felt like heroic needs to like chill out a little bit. They need to undertune it just a little. Not enough that we're just like, okay, now we're bored, but enough
Yeah.
to for players that might not be up to like our potential can still have fun, get AOTC without hitting those walls.
It's
So it's
definitely
not-
challenging right now, but I think it's due to gear. Like Mythic Plus
I
not
think so,
releasing
too.
along with the raid definitely brought its own challenges this raid tier. I mean, next week we all get to go and get hero gear, farm keys. So I mean, it's going to be a lot
People are
different
going to have
next week.
4-piece, you know.
Plus,
Yeah,
we
that
did
is
two
true.
different groups too. So I mean, we're speaking from the perspective of running a main and an alt through the raid, and not just mainly focusing on one character. So that was like a big difference this season too. But all in all, raid was great. Like I enjoyed the release of raid. I sent Sam and Serial the music for the opening of Dream Rift because that music is 10 out of 10.
Dude,
Like if you
it's
guys haven't
nice.
heard it, definitely check it out.
Yeah,
I
I'll
was
be
sitting here
checking it
listening
out
to
after
it. Like, I
this.
like it.
Here,
the
I can,
difficulty of the raid too isn't us just complaining about it. It is the record number lowest amount of heroic bosses killed in the first week.
Oh yeah, like
of
the raid.
Wednesday when we
Yes.
were looking, there was only 8 guilds that killed Cosmos on heroic at that point. So I mean,
Yeah,
that gives
yeah.
you an idea how hard Cosmos is. So I mean,
Yes.
we're one boss away. Hopefully, I think we're gonna go in tonight and try to get Vanguard down or whatever. So we just have
Is-
Cosmos.
So when I was watching you guys, I think the first night, who is the boss that's kind of like more human-like, and he stands in the middle of the room and he shoots a laser out 4 ways, and you guys just kind of move?
Saladar.
yeah,
Fallen
Saladar.
King Saladar.
We had to fight him in the last
Yeah.
raid, and then he came back.
I was say
Mhm.
when I
Yo,
watched
man,
that, I was
that's-
like, looked extremely fucking easy. I was like, is it really all the mechanic? Like, because you guys
Yeah,
had half
that
the
one
side.
Yeah.
on heroic's not bad at all. Like it's really not.
Yeah,
The
there's-
dragon is kind of a pain in the ass on heroic, but I mean, we're really good at once we kill something like our re-clear. We're great at re-clears. So once we get the boss down, we're good to go. We'll kill it next week. We just got to get Vanguard and then start working on Cosmos with the rest of the other guilds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the good thing is there'll be more videos out for Cosmos to use as a guide. I know Jordan posted in the guild a Cosmos from a mage perspective, so that was actually kind of nice to not always have it in melee. It's in range, so you can see like everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But now we'll be able to do more research on Cosmos, more on like things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, Vlad. Sorry, not just the mage. I am so sorry.
Hopeful,
Alright, so-
dude. The maid's
so
good.
since we
My B.
since we are limiting our topics and stuff like that to the 15 minutes, let's get into the meta thing real quick. Because Kat, I know, wanted to talk a little bit
Yes.
about the class meta.
Yeah, go ahead. Kat.
So, the meta classes, I have, so it's lovely right here, a little colorful chart. It is most likely, and by most likely, I mean it's definitely going to change. Class tuning came out last night. I'm a sad cat. Demo got an overall 4% nerf, so now I get to go back to Chaos Bolting. So obviously Demo is not going to be at the top. Dev got a 4% nerf as well, but they should be fine. I mean, they're almost always at the was it Dev that got nerfed?
Fight
Or-
with
yeah.
ads. Deb
Yeah.
just shoots right up, and every
Yeah.
fight has ads. There are multiple bosses, so I mean, there's Dev is
Ellie
crazy
is
good
going
right
to
now.
be
Markman's really good.
Ellie's got a huge buff as well. Unholy is starting to climb the ranks because they got reworked, but there's potential for them to climb right back down and get
They were nerfed into the Shadow Realm. last
They were
week.
not nerfed
Can you
into
tell
the
he's
Shadow
salty?
Realm, dude. They were not nerfed into the Shadow Realm.
Bro,
They were nerfed. They were brought
best
down a little
DPS.
bit.
They were the best melee DPS, and then they were nerfed to less than fucking tank damage. Get out of here.
They were
Right,
not
but
nerfed. Long,
then they
according to
got
this
buffed
chart, are they
again.
below tank damage? Yeah, sandbagging much? Sandbagging much?
They
Sandbagging much?
got a buff on Wednesday.
Sandbagging?
They got a buff on Wednesday to make up for the humongous nerf that they got. And this is an updated chart from yesterday, or actually today. So they're fine now, but they were nerfed into the Shadow Realm at the beginning of the week.
Yes.
Yes. But now it looks like they might get a slight nerf because CeeLo came in on one night and just fucking blew the meters. Blew the meters. So that's kind of fun to see like our DK just come in and just smash everything. Subtlety Rogue got buffs. So this is definitely going to change, which it usually changes week to week anyways, once people get gear, 4-piece, if they do any more class tuning. So yeah, right now this is the meta. On Tuesday it'll look different, or Friday when they post the statistics after everyone's done rating. But this is where we're at right now.
Yeah, top 3 specs are getting a nerf.
Oh yes, MM got a nerf as well.
Well, I mean, take
They
those early
buffed
wins while
Resto
you got them,
Shaman?
right?
Resto Shaman got 3% increase to all healing?
Yeah, our Sham got a buff. Our Sham's gonna be a monster, bro.
Yeah, City was talking
Have they
about
seen
it in
you
his
heal
channel.
on Shaman, Vlad? I mean...
Well, City was talking in his channel of like, I don't think Jordan would mind double Spirit Link.
Yeah, Elemental got a lot of buffs. A lot of buffs. I did not realize that they were getting that many buffs. 20% on Lava Burst, Elemental Blast by 15, Earth Shock by 15%, Lightning Bolt by 10, Flame Shock by 10, Voltaic Blaze by 10. It's going to bring them up a little bit. I don't think it's going to send them to the top, but it is going to bring them up a little bit.
It might in Keys. They might want to bring a Shaman, like an Ellie Shaman in Keys.
Yeah, Ellie Shaman's gonna be a monster in Keys.
I'm surprised that Balance didn't get any more buffs. Really am. I'm kind of surprised about that.
I think Double Dragons is the reason for that.
Oh yeah, like on Double Dragons, I'm not even touching the ads. I'm just going straight like Chaos Bolting into the bosses because Hachi got it.
That very well could be. That very well could be, dude.
Hachi got it.
Could be. Starfall has so much pad potential. It's ridiculous.
So let me ask this question, before we transition over to Serial. But did the new raids live up to the hype that you guys had going into it pre?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a good raid so far, except for like Blade and Vader.
Yes. Like
Ending cinematic is 10 out of 10. Like even if you don't if you know the story about half and you kind of have an idea what's going on, the ending cinematic is fucking incredible for the raid.
Yes, and I feel like they're just getting better and better with raids. Like we might complain about like bugs and everything, but I've only been raiding since Dragonflight, and it seems like every raid they're just getting better and better with.
They are. I think the
graphics and everything. The only problem I had was Undermine. They went through the casino way too fast. Like if we were supposed to be in the casino, why weren't we in the casino?
And it looks so cool, man. The casino looks so cool. It was the best
like why did we have to
about that
trash
raid.
through it? Like kill the trash to get, and I was just like, we had one boss through in the actual casino, which was OAB.
Yep.
That was my only complaint.
The fucking slot machine.
Because when you walked in that casino, it was so cool, man. It was kind of like walking into Leviathan raid on Destiny for the first time. Like when you walked in that raid, it give you like it felt badass, man. Like the casino was the coolest part, and they had 2 bosses in it, just 2 fucking bosses.
Yeah.
Serial, if you want to game, man, just install Lost Ark and play that with us again.
One-Armed Bandit really wasn't in it. Neither was Galley. You just kind of ran through. I mean, not One-Armed Bandit, Mugsy and Galley. Like One-Armed, like Kat said, was the only one that was really in the casino itself. Everybody else was outside it. It was it was a letdown.
Yeah, I think this raid's gonna be cool because they didn't make it like in Mana Forge. It was like we just ran through the bosses. This one, it's like, okay, you do Void Spire. then you go to Chimera.
I kind of like the multiple raids. I didn't know how I was going to feel about it at first, but I do. I like the multiple raids.
And then
it's
you
really
guys,
cool.
Okay, and so you guys have another one coming the 24th, right? Is the last
2 more bosses. Yep. 2 more bosses get released the 24th. One thing I want to touch on before we change, because we are kind of on while we're getting ready to move, is I'll say it one more time, guys. The rework on this game is 10 out of 10. If you've ever considered coming back to Warcraft or, are considering it now, is the best time to come back to this game. Like this expansion, we've talked about it amongst ourselves multiple times now, from the launch to the raid. We just haven't seen how the keys and everything are, but this is one of the best expansions like so far for release wise. This one is definitely in contention for a top 3 WoW release. The game's in a really good place.
It's good to hear,
I think
guys.
it's kind of cool how they don't release all the bosses at once, like how they
this is back to old style.
For more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's cool because like that's like doing a Destiny raid and you get all the way up to Oryx, but then you have to wait like 2 weeks to actually go fight Oryx. Like I love that kind of build up. Like you're more hyped to want to do the raid just because you get to go fight the new boss versus let's just run it again because I've wiped him like 6 times.
A new wing's opened up.
Exactly.
And,
and the other thing is, I think they've even mentioned the idea of doing like mid-season raid releases now too, to where it's not stagnant. Like we're not getting a raid and then waiting 6 months before we get another raid. That they're thinking about doing like raid mid-season at some point, like another small raid. Now I don't know if we'll get it this season, but I know they've talked about potentially doing that going down the road.
Basically like a heroic nightfall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing with Destiny, like they have raids and dungeons. So you have a full 6-man raid and a 3-man raid, which is the dungeons. So when we kind of get them offset. So, but I don't play it anymore, so I can't really digress too much on that. But moving on, special guest is Purple. All right. So question for chat: have you stepped into the raid yet? Hopefully you guys have. If you haven't, hit up these guys. I'm sure that they can point you in the direction to get you into either a good group that's just a casual raid, or just hit up LFR. But from these massive raids, let's go over to the small details and talk to Serial about that. The devil is in the details. Game design.
Oh man, 15 minutes is not enough to talk about this topic.
Well, that's all you get.
I love the arrow. I love the arrow, by the way. I'm just
throw that out
there a little.
So biggest talking point here is, does it actually matter? Does having good detail in a game make or break if you're gonna play it? And one of the biggest games I've pointed out, I think every podcast now, is Expedition 33. It's the facial structures of all of the characters. You can really see where they're worried, where they're concerned. The detail of, if you take too much damage and you get out of a fight, they're covered in blood, dirt, whatever, and then you heal them and they're just instantly clean.
I never noticed that till the other day. But that is really cool. That is really cool.
It's probably one of my favorite things about it.
It's just a small detail.
Another, you kind of going off the AAA games, going into like the smaller indie style games. There's a lot of games where you play them now, and what was it? What were you playing? We were playing Toxic Commando yesterday, or the day before, and I meleeed a bag of trash and it exploded, and I was like, see, that right there is one of those kind of details that I like. It's the small things that, to me, that matter. Because there's a lot of games where, like Call of Duty, you could shoot an entire like cardboard box and it's not going to move. That's just lazyism right there. If you can't put enough detail into, somebody random's going to shoot this and it should move, like, I feel like it does make or break whether you enjoy the game or not. Like, there's a lot of details and stuff.
Calm down, Jesse. Calm down.
Exactly, Leon. Sure. What a meal. Actually, kind of throwing it on Resident Evil for a
Where's
second.
fucking Mari? Where's Mari?
Oh man,
where's Mari? Anytime that you mention Leon around Serial's wife, she goes
Oh my gosh, yes. I need her real quick. But that's another thing, like looking at, if you're taking into Resident Evil aspect, because a lot of horror games don't do a lot of detail. Games like The Evil Within, in the first one, if you missed a shot just by pure, you suck at the game, uh it would alert not just the guys around you, but the guys in the next area would already be alerted and waiting for you, versus kind of just looking around trying to find you. That's kind of interesting. Like, that's a mechanic that a lot of people didn't notice, and it wasn't found out until somebody tried to speedrun the hardest difficulty. Um, Another thing, other than, like the small little objects, is music. Does music matter? Jibs brought it up that he sent a link to one of the raid fights. I don't know much about WoW, but just hearing that music, it hyped me up. There's a lot of
that
boss
Dream Rift
fights.
music is amazing, dude. And
Dude,
you're
no,
fighting
like,
like a
it's
big
beautiful.
chimera thing. It's so awesome. Like, it's so good.
Like, I hate riding it so much, but Expedition 33, when you first fight Monoko,
It's just a good game,
dude,
man.
that song alone is on my playlist for
That-
Spotify.
That's one of my
I
favorite
will
characters
100%
too. Minoko's so cool.
agree with anything Expedition 33. That music plays a massive role in how that
Huge
game
part.
feels when you play. When you hear
Yes.
that and it just started up, that's like what the game was hailed for right off the bat. They were like, "Oh, cool! They're catering the old school games and the RPG style." And then the
Your
music
wife's
was
not
like,
watching, right?
boom. No.
Okay, so spoiler alert for those who haven't played it, and you should already know it. When Gustav dies, that entire scene, I was in tears, not because of him, but because of the music. It was so, like, it was pulling some heartstrings, man. Let me tell you,
Music plays
it
on an
takes a
emotional
lot.
level.
It does. It takes a lot for me to get really emotional with my games, but there are just some that, with that music kicking in, it's a whole new ball field. I can't tell you, the music for when fighting Oryx in Destiny, that got you hyped. Like, I felt like I was my hunter, like getting ready for a whole war against this giant alien thing. And
Oh yeah.
so, I give out huge props to anybody who actually can sit down and be like, all right, well, let's put this music in this section. Boss fights, especially, like, if you don't have a good song playing off while you're fighting a boss, I don't want to play against the boss. I'll mute the game. I'll go throw on Spotify and put on a whole different track, because I feel like I need to beat them to that song.
You just
instead.
said it though, like, but that's where, like, music is kind of important to me in a game, but it's not like a make or break. Like, I think it will add to the overall ambience. Like while normally I'll go in first couple of nights, I'll listen to the music in
Jesse.
Warcraft, then I got to go straight to Spotify. Like, it's like I got to raid with some like dubstep kicking or something.
Right,
But
right.
it does add to the ambiance of a game, but it doesn't necessarily make or break it to me, because I know if it's
No.
too bad, I can just turn it off and go about it.
Yeah, and
So-
and you can tell
Right.
the quality of games and what the developers put into it as far as an emotional or time, because the game, if it has a great score, like think about Final Fantasy, that has such a great score, and pretty much all of them, that they play these songs in opera and orchestral,
Yeah.
and they have
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
concerts that are just a whole orchestra doing it, and like that's the quality of music that us as gamers definitely want in them, that plays a small but big detail.
Yeah.
Fun facts.
no.
You
Agreed,
can't play
agreed.
One-Winged Angel around my mom, because she has a
She's
huge hatred for
traumatized?
Sephiroth.
No doubt. No doubt. However,
Genuinely
it's
hates
infamous
Sephiroth.
for that song, dude. As soon as you hear the ba-ba-da, like, it infamous. Like, you know
When
what it is.
Oh my
When
gosh.
Final Fantasy came out, when the movie came out, and
Yeah.
he come out of the fucking the thing, and that song just
Yes.
started
So good.
kicking, you're like,
Dude,
He's
that was
back.
probably one of my favorite scenes, just when Cloud goes to strike whatever his name is, and then you just see the long sword
It
block him,
changed.
and just the
Yep.
music starts playing.
Yep,
You're like,
yep,
ah!
I
Like,
knew
I'll
it.
admit
You were
though,
hyped.
the
whole
jaw
time.
dropper when he kills Aerith and that, man, like that was such a brutal part of that game.
Now,
Oh man, we
it's
just
kind of-
spoiled it for Myth. Damn. Like
He's never gonna play it. He's
Dang.
told me he didn't like it fucking weeks ago.
this.
He don't
now
fucking-
kind of
understand the
throwing
hype
it
around
on
it.
to,
All right, dead to us.
kind of throwing it on to, games that nailed it versus games that didn't. It kind of goes back to the whole make or break type thing. There's a lot of games that tried to excel in what they do, and I haven't played it yet personally, but I have heard that what is it, Crimson Desert has been terrible since release.
Oh, really? Oh, no shit.
Yes, it has gotten like a huge negative
Well,
review bomb, and
okay,
a lot of it is
so-
because of the detail.
There is some
Oh.
stuff like that. Okay. There's clips I've seen and stuff like that. The fact that you find gold and you find a fucking pot and you'll put it on your head as a fucking helmet, that's a cool, funny detail. But
Yeah,
a
that
lot
is
of the
really
Oh,
hate,
that's
detail.
funny.
the lot of the hate that's coming from that game and a lot of the refunds that coming from the game is because the very first puzzle in that game is so hard that people are refunding the game. It's the
Oh.
same thing that
that's sad.
RE9 got a lot of refunds because
Oh.
people found it too scary,
Too scary.
It's a horror game.
right? Yeah, pot helmet,
thought
big
that's
tech,
the
sorry.
man.
aspect of that game.
That's where, and I hate, saying anything bad.
Even
about
if it's
Resident Evil
offline.
being one of my favorite.
Vlad.
If you
being
liked
one of my
any of the
favorite
Assassin's
series, but, like-
Creeds, Vlad, then you'd probably like Crimson Desert because it's just more or less like Assassin's Creed but open world with better loot structure and stuff.
Is this thing multiplayer or is it?
No,
No,
it
it is
is
straight
it's Pearl
single player.
Abyss's first single player RPG that has a massive world.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, so one of the cool things, I know some of us played it. If not, I know at least I played it. Where Winds Meet. I think one of the really cool character
I've watched people
customization is
play
always
it.
really big with detail. Like
Mhm.
if I can change just a couple strands of my character's hair, I'm doing it. That's
Oh, no doubt.
I'm
no doubt.
mad with Monster Hunter Wilds because there's not a lot of customization in character wise that you can do, but in armor there is, which
Mhm.
kind of makes up for it. But in Where Winds Meet, you can literally take a picture of whatever you want that has a facial structure, and the game will mold your character into that face structure.
Oh,
I've seen
that
people
is
do handsome
awesome.
Squidward,
That's
and
pretty
I
cool.
think it's funny, right?
That
It's
is awesome.
Elden Ring. Yes,
Yo,
Elden Ring
I
is
can't-
a great game.
Hey man,
too.
we all got our opinions.
Don't recommend one Where Winds Meet to Cat because she'll spend 6 hours in the character creator.
Dude, that's fine. Do you know
I
that?
used to
That's
do that.
all I
I,
would
I
probably
randomized
do.
everything anymore.
Fucking Skyrim,
Like,
man. I
randomized
think it took me an
everything.
hour to fucking play actually get into the game because I was fucking character.
Every time
customizing.
like
When
I make
Code
a new
Vein-
You
character
guys
on
spend
WoW.
too much time doing that, man. Like, I know I'm not gonna like see my character a whole lot, and he's gonna be in armor and
I
shit.
do
So
not
I
do it anymore.
randomize, name it into the game.
Yep,
Like,
I'll hit random a bunch of times until I see like,
Yeah.
okay, that looks cool. Let's do
Yeah,
that. All right,
dude.
let's
I
not-
hate the
Same
game.
way.
let's just change the facial, the eyeballs or something like
I
that,
do
or
it
like,
on WoW.
Yeah.
Randomize, just put Jib
No.
something in the name, and I'm fucking good. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care what it looks
No.
like.
Yeah,
Not
so-
whenever Cat makes a new
I
character,
think-
I'm like, you're on the character creator screen? Okay, I'm gonna go make lunch. I'll be back.
I'm gonna go make one.
It's so true.
I think it
like
depends
I
on
hate
what
the
game it
games
is.
that have like was it
I'm gonna go
Fellowship
make one.
where it I couldn't choose like the character. Like I want a girl character, but I was playing like the Frost Mage, which was a guy character. Like I hate when you can't choose stuff like that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's
no,
why
I'm
I
like,
feel
I
like
could see
never
that. I
want
could
to
see
play a
that.
dude
I'm
ever.
the same way. I don't really want to play a female
It's-
character
and-
either.
like we play.
I'm the same
I
way.
started playing Lost Ark again, and there's a really cool class in there that they added since It's been like 3 years since I played, and it's part of the assassin tree. And then one of the classes for it is called a Soul Eater, and it's a chick, and it uses a big ass scythe. They don't make gender swapped classes in that. They release a class as a female or male, and then eventually they may release the male version of that class, but they're typically not a shared class. Like, so if it's a machinist for a male, it's something else for a female. Like, they don't have the same classes, but they are the same in the aspect of what you're
Mhm.
trying to do.
So that
But,
kind of
yeah.
pours into the next thing, because I know I gotta wrap it up here. that pours into one of the next topics was, does gender matter whenever you're coming to play a game? I know it's a huge thing, and I have to agree. That's why I won't go back to Black Desert. I really like the pirate class, and don't get me wrong, I will play a chick if I have to, because why not?
Yeah.
But something about not being able to be a scurvy pirate guy kind of annoys me. And it's like, I don't mind being her, but none of the voices sound good. None of the, like, half of the outfits don't look that pleasing. So it's like, I don't
Yep.
really want to be a chick. I'd rather be the dude. And then, kind of like you said with Lost Ark, there's a whole new class out. I can't even make that a guy. Now, most games, I might swap to be a girl. Most of my shooters, like PUBG, if it's a where I can create my own character type thing, it's a chick. But it's
Any
not like
shooter, smaller frames means smaller hitbox. So
exactly.
that's why
Yeah.
you play the chicks.
That's why a lot
But
of
see,
people
like,
do in shooters. I get that from like a competitive thing. I just have a
yeah,
hard time playing chicks, man. Like I
and
do.
most of
I'm
my
that player.
Yeah.
when it comes to like games that have games like Smite, Valorant, and stuff like that, most of the characters that I choose in Valorant for sure are chicks because their abilities are fantastic. In Smite, I mean, God, I mean, I just play tanks, so it doesn't really matter there.
I just play tanks.
I just take this. I take the licks and let everybody else get the kills.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But one of the bigger things that to make or break here is why. Well, I lost my train of thought. Genders. That's what I was on. Why does it stop you from wanting to play just because you can't swap your gender? Because Jibs, you kind of brought it up earlier. You're not going to see your character half the time. Does it really matter? But I feel like it does. Because
It kind of does in a way.
depending on like going back to the character creation, I spent 17 hours, and I know from like the 86 hours I have clocked into Code Vein, I've spent 17 of those just on character creation alone.
Okay, let me reword
Because
this. I guess to me,
I
if it's
like
an
the way I
option,
look.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna play a guy. If it's not an option and it's like a single player game, I really don't fucking care. If the game's good, the game's good.
If it has jiggle physics, I'm probably playing a chick.
Oh my god.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Listen,
think, like-
listen. Code Vein, again, one of the main reasons.
Terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible.
I play a female character in World of Warcraft solely based on the fact that the armor pieces that I wear look better on a female
Right.
model versus a dude model. The male model makes them, especially across the chest, like all stretched out and shit.
Yep.
So that's why I play female.
Some people do that too for
Yeah,
appearance reasons.
I
My brother
play
plays a
female
lot of
because I
female
can
tunes for
wear
gear.
like the slutty, like I as soon as I got into WoW, it was like, do they got slut transmog? Smith said, hell yeah, they do. I was like, playing a chick.
Yeah.
I'm playing a
Last
chick.
point I'll make before the bigger end question is environmental stuff. Having stuff around, does it help tell the story better? And one of the biggest things, it's kind of like a lore aspect, does having pieces of the lore of the game while you're playing matter? And it's not necessarily like an adventure game, but Pokopia. My wife and I have been doing nothing but playing a ton of Pokopia lately. And for those who don't know what it is, take Animal Crossing and just
I was
put it
just
as
gonna ask.
Pokemon. That's literally what it is. It is just Pokemon, but Animal Crossing style. You
Is it
build
good?
your own
Because I mean, a lot
town.
of people are
Dude,
playing
it's so
this shit.
fun.
Okay,
It is genuinely fun. It does have a story. The whole lore is for some odd
It's
reason
Pokemon
the
Stardew
world has just gone
Valley.
yeah, in a way, yeah. The world has just gone to crap. All the Pokemon centers have been destroyed. The environment looks terrible, and so all the humans kind of just picked up and left.
Yeah.
And you rebuild it, and Pokemon start flowing back in. And I personally like it because Ditto's is my favorite Pokemon. So being able to play as my favorite Pokemon already is a hands down for me.
Yeah, you
But
were sold as soon as you heard that. Like it didn't take
yeah,
anything
no,
else. You're like,
straight
hold
up
on, who do I get to
slap my
play
money down
as?
on it.
Fucking money.
But one of the cool things is, for those who don't know this, like the lore behind certain Pokemon, Cubone wears the skull of its dead mother. That's why it has a skull on its head. To spawn Cubone into the game, you have to put a gravestone with a thing of fruit and then some candles.
That's cool.
And that's how Cubone comes out. And then
That's
if
cool.
you take the flowers or like anything else away from it, he genuinely gets sad and will start walking away. That is a really cool like detail. Or the fact that
I agree
like
with that.
I didn't do this on purpose, I swear to you. But I built Charmander a home, and then I broke a wall and it kind of flooded his home. And it didn't destroy it, but Charmander kept stating, "I can't go to my house because if my tail gets wet, I won't be around anymore." And that alone is like that's
so
a huge key
sad.
detail, right? It's sad, but it's such a cute
It's lore.
like
It's lore
cute
accurate.
detail.
That's
Very
really
lore
cool.
accurate. A
That's
lot
really
of
cool.
a lot of the Pokemon spawning in are all of their habitats are extremely lore accurate, and it kind of like blows my mind that not only did they think about doing this, but it wasn't even Game Freak that made this game. The guys behind the game are the ones that made like Dynasty Warriors. So like we
Oh,
have
no
a whole
shit. Really?
like company that like pumped this out. I mean, Game Freak helped for
Let's be
sure,
fair though,
but
Dynasty Warriors was such a fun
yeah,
game. Like
Dynasty.
it
Oh
was
my
such a
god,
good game.
I need a new Gundam one like soon.
Depends on which one.
Dude, I love Dynasty Warriors. Did they
Extreme
make a bad
was
one?
Extreme. All the
Anything
Dynasty
after
Warriors,
3
Extreme
until
Legends
like
was pretty mid.
there's like, and then there's like 2 in the long list of them that was good after that.
Seven.
Oh, really?
7 was okay.
I only played
6
like
was
1, 2,
alright.
3. I didn't realize they kept them.
We used to play that all the time at your house, man.
Yeah,
we would
yeah,
fucking
that
be on
game
that
was
shit
amazing.
all the time.
If you really want a good Dynasty Warriors
This is
style
true.
game, go play Warriors Orochi. That is probably one of the coolest like Dynasty Warrior style games because it's Dynasty Warriors, Orochi Warriors, and then like Ninja Gaiden and a couple of other spin-off characters all in one big game.
Dude, I missed out. They did a One
it's
Piece
super
one,
fun.
and I didn't get to even play the One Piece one.
There's some hints that we're
And
gonna get
then-
another One Piece crossover for Apex.
Oh, really?
Oh joy.
We already had one. It was a costume thing, so like Octane looks like Luffy in a sense, like he's still
no shit.
Octane, but he's
That's
got a
probably
pirate
pretty cool then.
All right.
costume and stuff.
Last little thing for you guys. I'm probably taking your spot here, Sam, and I apologize.
Well, let me point out something because I wanted to say something earlier when you were talking about small details. So when we started talking about this previously, I had a clip show up and it made sense because I'd seen it before, like when Assassin's Creed Shadows came out. A lot of people were complaining about the small details that were missing in that because like a sword's like this long and the sheath is that long too. When you'd pull out the sword or whatever, it would clip through the sheath. It wouldn't look fluid or anything like that. But then there's other games like Where Winds Meet, and I think there's another one. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, where the sword is on the back and it's super long, and like to pull that out, you would pull it out and it would clip through. But to get the sword out of the sheath, she bumps the bottom of it to make it come up out of it, and then she grabs it. It's so it doesn't clip through. It's like that is a small little detail that any gamer would notice and be like, "That was cool as fuck." Like,
well, okay, so Call of Duty and Battlefield kind of do the same thing, but I feel like Battlefield does it better with details on their guns versus Call of Duty, excluding all those skins that Call of Duty does. If you just take a base gun and you go to reload it, half the time the character just pops the mag out, pops a new one in, and he's good to go. But in Battlefield, they take the time to like turn on the safety, open up the gun, put the mag in, like do every
they'll do
step
mag checks
possible.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, mag checks, Tarkov and stuff, where you can pull the mag out to check and stuff like that. Games like that, super cool. Like I remember booting Battlefield 6 for the first time. Yeah, I love if I can see the sweat on my character's brow after a good fight, dude, I'm over the moon about it. But if I'm because they're highly cheesed. If there are games that I'll play like Mortal Kombat, I have played several fighting games, and Mortal Kombat 1 really disappointed me. But one of the things that really killed it off for me was right after in the story you beat the crap out of Raiden as Kung Lao. When it goes to the cutscene and shows them like fighting, there's not even a single like drop of sweat on them. and it's like we just beat each other to a pulp in a bar.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird.
And you're not sweaty, you're not hot. Like, yeah, I
clothes
was like,
are all crisp and primp. Like you just look like you just came,
and then
to dinner.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll leave off with, because it feels like it's an immersion thing plus a detail thing for me. Crossovers matter. Crossovers genuinely matter when it comes to a game. Mortal Kombat 1, again, I don't need to be beating up Homelander, Omni-Man, Ghostface, Terminator, Conan. Like, you had a whole roster from Armageddon that you could have picked from. And we went with movie characters and TV show characters because that's hip. Stop being hip and go back to basic roots, back to lore, because it breaks your immersion on a lot of games.
I think crossovers has to be done correctly and tastefully. If not, they just it convolutes the game, and then you can tell you're just playing a cash grab then.
Yeah. So, but we're out of time for that topic, guys. So we need to move it over so we don't get too far behind here. But here's your guys' thought for that topic. Is it going to be perfect gameplay or insane detail when it comes to a game? Like when you look at that stuff, what do you really like? So
That's very good. That's good. That's good.
We're going to move on to my topic, which is bosses of legend. Best, worst boss fights, funnest, hardest, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I got to talk about some different ones. I'm going to have... there was just a lot of different bosses and a lot of stuff that was going on with me the past week. So I've had like a little prep time, but enough to do it. And I'm trying to like pull all these games because I've literally played thousands upon thousands of games. And I know there's some that's going to frustrate me more. And then it's going to click and I'll be like, fuck, there's that one.
Ruby
that's
Weapon, Final Fantasy VII.
Yep.
That's the fuck knew to kill 2 of your characters when going into that battle. Like, what?
Would make it easier. Yep. And the amount of health he actually has is insane.
Yeah. Like, what? Get out of here. You gotta be kidding me. What was Metal Gear Solid? Like, move your controller import to like the second import? Like, come on.
There was a lot of...
Or another Metal Gear Solid... Another Metal Gear Solid boss where you just change your clock and he dies on your...
If you save your game and you come back a week later, he'll be dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that one.
Yep.
You could also
how the fuck you figure that one out?
If you find
that's
him...
something Metal Gear does.
Yeah. There's a scene where if you where you find him early because like they're wheeling him out because he's in a wheelchair, you can literally shoot him right there and kill him, and his wheelchair will fly back and hit you. It doesn't kill you, but I mean it does end the boss fight, so you never actually have to go through that scene.
Oh, that is fucking awesome.
Yeah, they even did stuff like back in the old school days when the memory cards where Psycho Mantis would read the saved games on your memory card on PlayStation. And they would put that
Grand Theft Auto? That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm ready to hear a boss.
All right.
I know you've played some crazy ones, so let's
hear. Dark Souls 3's one DLC, and I cannot remember the name of it to be fair with you, but fucking Pontiff, what the fuck is the rest of his name? Pontiff Sullivan. He was my hardest fucking boss. And I know, like, after I learned it, it was a lot easier, but I think I died like 30 fucking times on that boss. At least. And he's just a tall dude that dual wields swords. One's fire, one's like dark, or whatever the fucking shit was called in Dark Souls 3 for that element. And he had an insane moveset and that he changed up about halfway through the fight. And I fucking hated it because I was doing a strength build and using a big ass sword that's slow as fuck. So it got to be a pain in the ass. And then finally when I figured out his moveset, that one was like, yeah, Ashes of Arendelle. That, because it's when you go up to the ice castle, it's in the winter area, and you go up to the top of the castle in the monastery. Yeah, that shit sucked so fucking bad.
Was it pretty rage-inducing, my dude?
It took me 3 days to beat him, dude. Like, I had to stop playing the game for a day. But that's Dark Souls. Like, you get so fucking mad at it, and then so you don't play it.
Just stop playing for a day.
Yeah, you come back to it and you beat it the first fucking try on the second day. You're like, why the fuck couldn't I do that yesterday?
Oh man, that's great. That's great. I had to walk away from it. It was bad.
Not the Champion's Grave Tender, but I think you're talking about the Father Arundel.
I'm talking about Pontiff Sullivan.
You probably looked this up. I didn't play Dark Souls 3, so I don't think
Pontiff was in the city.
I was an Elden Ring baby. I didn't
Well,
play
it's
any
wherever he
DLC.
was. It's the boss that I'm referring to, but he is in that DLC.
And I really think that's why I give that game so much praise, because that was the first one I played with
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
That
Dark
fucking
Souls
thing
probably
rips...
like 1, 2, or 3 could have been better, or Bloodborne. I never played them, so I mean, I'm really like my opinion's really biased, but I could only imagine if they were anywhere close to as good as Elden Ring was. I feel like I'm missing out on something.
They're all from software games, and they're it's just different environments and different play styles. Bloodborne is definitely a really, really good one, and if they ever make a PC port, I'll be picking that up so I can play through it.
Everybody says that's the best one's Bloodborne. I've watched so many things on it, like playthroughs and stuff. Everybody says Bloodborne is by far the best
There is
one.
still a secret in the game that the creator of the game has said that no one's found. That one has more secrets in it than any other of the From Software games, like Dark Souls.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
I think that's crazy when they come out. They're like, we have found everything. And then the devs come out 20 years later. Like,
no, you
still haven't found it.
No, you
didn't.
Yeah.
Like, go back to the book, man. You ain't anywhere close.
That shit sucks so bad. I'd have to say probably like some of the easiest and most disappointing bosses. Not to spoil the new Toxic Commando for anybody, so if you're listening to this and you don't want it spoiled for you, the last boss fight is super fucking disappointing. Like, you don't even actually fight the big bad, and it sucks. It just really fucking sucks. That had
been a huge letdown, my guy.
Yep. I was so fucking mad. I was like, oh cool, we're gonna get a double boss fight. No. It was a cinematic for the last part of it, and it was like, this sucks so fucking bad. Like, I know that other people
carry into like a second one, or does it really end and it was just that bad?
Is it big bad like dead?
As far as we know, yes.
So when Sam told me that,
then it was really bad.
I was mega disappointed because I was like, even in Back 4 Blood, we fight like the big thing at the end type situation. So I was like, dude, that kind of sucks. Because like now I don't really want the game
empty if you don't fight the big bad. Like the game would be left. That would be like a WoW. Well, I can't even say that because we've been chasing Xalatath for multiple fucking like an expansion now, so we still haven't fought the big bad.
Yeah, and if it comes,
I don't even think she is the big bad. I think there's something behind her, and we just haven't seen it yet.
But that one is like, so I'll re-say this, and that's and Pontiff from Dark Souls is my most hated boss. Not so much the hardest as far as like when you look at mechanic wise. I think that when it comes to that mechanic wise of being hardest, Lost Ark has a bunch of different bosses and raids and stuff, because you have like your dungeons, and then you have your guardian raids, and then you have the actual what the fuck are they called, chaos raids or something. They're like a 4-part boss fight, and they're huge. Like there's a bunch of people that you're doing this with, and they're pretty rough. But there's a guardian raid that you do called Argos, and it's a huge one. It's like 10 people, I think, total to do it, and it splits the party up, and people get the first phase, half of you are solar, or there's sun and moon party splits. Half is moon, half is sun, and then the next phase it switches you and you're on that one, but you have to stand in certain spots if you're sun or if you're moon, so you don't die. And if you do die, there's a full raid mechanic wipe that will just fuck the whole party over, and it sucks because you only get so many deaths in those things and retries, because you get like a key that lets you do stuff more than once, and those particular things are one and done kind of deal. Like, you need to do it. I think you can still do a retry, but
the fucking 80 mechanic like phase stuff, like wasn't that Lost Ark had like really in-depth bosses, or is that a different game I'm thinking of?
They do have some stuff that's pretty intense. Like, Valton, he's like a 4-part raid boss that you
Maybe it
fight.
wasn't. Yeah, maybe it wasn't Lost Ark then. I thought there was one of these games that had that was known for epically long boss fights. Like I'm talking 20 phase boss fights.
I mean,
Must not
the
be Lost Ark.
Valton from
That sounds
Lost Ark
brutal.
is a long fucking raid fight, like, because his 4 phases are not easy. When you're looking at a health bar that has his full health on it, and then it says times 50 because there's 50 health bars
Yeah,
you have to burn
it's
through.
Lost Ark. Yeah, no, it's Lost Ark. Yeah, it's 100% Lost Ark.
But yeah, it's like that, but the mechanics of it is pretty
Is it fun?
simple. Yeah, they're fun as shit. The first time I ever did the Valtan one, I went into it with, I think, my guild at that time, or it might even just been random people who were pulling. I was like, listen, I've never done this before. This is my first run through it. So don't mind me. I was a berserker class and I mained that. My class had just got nerfed like 2 weeks beforehand, and it kind of sucked because they took one of our biggest damage dealers and nerfed the shit out of it. So when we did that raid, I actually came out as the MVP of our group because I did the most amount of damage, and they were all just like stunned by that. They were like, "Didn't you just say this is your first time?" I was like, "Yeah, look at my achievement, first clear." And they were like, "There's no fucking way you got MVP on that." And I was like, "I don't know." I'm like, I did it. But Berserker was really cool to play, man. And like, you fucking ripped out a big ass sword, charged it up, and you slammed it in the ground. If they moved out of that range, it sucked because that was your biggest damage dealer. But it was cool to fucking have that. So yeah, that stuff is fun for me. I like doing that kind of stuff. That's why I like raiding in dungeons and things, because it's the mechanics is what makes it fun for me. You got to learn that stuff. I know a lot of you guys
It's that
like
camaraderie of
that.
everybody coming together and slowly watching each phase of the boss, like as you're doing the mechanics, learning where everyone's going, and then you begin to see the kill coming to life. Like you're watching the boss damage go down, you end up wiping at 30%, but it clicks with everyone. It's like, we can kill it, let's kill it now. And then you watch everyone executes the mechanic. It's cool as shit, man. I love raiding just because of that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what draws you back every time, man. Like every time. I love the shit out of it.
And that's what makes a lot of that stuff fun and hard and difficult, and like you said, draws you back to that kind of stuff. I don't know about you guys, but like some of the easiest boss, and Serial's not here because he would 100% back me up on this part, is Donkey Kong Country, King K. Rool. Easiest fucking boss. Easiest fucking boss. Like, that shit was
such a
like,
good game though. That was such a good
so
game.
stupidly easy. Like, there's fucking levels that would frustrate you, like on a Dark Souls fucking level. Like, man, fuck this fucking game. But yeah, that shit. There's other games like, and your big boss was King K. Rool, and he's fucking easiest boss. Like, that's so stupid. But I digress on that part.
Disappointing ends the games, yeah.
Yeah, like, even fucking Battletoads had a level that felt like a boss, and we talked about this before. It's the fucking hover bike one, and it sucks so bad.
One of the hardest worlds ever in any game. The fucking hover bikes on Battletoads. That shit was so bad. It was so hard.
Even going further back in the Nintendo days, Mega Man with fucking Yellow Devil. That was one of the hardest fucking fights you would ever do in
Mega Man's was so fun though.
In fucking 8-bit game.
Every time you heard one of them was coming out, like you were rushing to the nearest rental place to end up renting it for the weekend so you could stay up all hours of the night and try to beat it. I mean, everyone jokes about my age. I remember when you couldn't save fucking games. So if you wanted to beat a game, you had to leave the console on overnight, catch a quick nap, wake up, and play it again.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about like hard bosses, but everybody always forgets about the long boss fights too.
Long boss fights are bad, in my opinion. I don't really like long boss fights. Like, I think a good median's a 5 to 6 minute. We don't need to really go any longer than that. I feel like anything longer than that, you're just dragging it out.
Yep.
How about 16 hours, one boss fight?
Yeah, no.
Oh, from
no,
Final Fantasy 13, or I mean 12.
Final Fantasy 12, the final
Yeah.
secret boss Yazma, dude. Oh my god.
16 hours? Yeah, no, I'm gonna hard pass on that.
Yep.
I don't care
So
what he
so
gives
it's
me.
at a speed kill. So in the base version of the game, the most damage you could ever hit against that boss was 9,999. Up until 50%. So when the boss hits 50%, then your damage inflicted to it is reduced by 50%. Plus, it can heal itself, and there's other mechanics on the fight, like
What's
at
the
low
speed
health,
run on that guy?
1 hour.
Oh,
50 minutes. Wait. I actually brought that up. 50 minutes and 54 seconds. So, Final Fantasy 12 has two different versions of the game, right? So you have Final Fantasy
yeah.
12 base version and then the Zodiac version.
hmm
In the
I
Zodiac
think I played the
version,
Zodiac version. I think that's the one
most
you give me, Sam. I think it was the Zodiac version.
that's what most people have played. In the Zodiac
No.
version, you
Zodiac
can break
came
the
out after.
9,999 damage
Oh, okay.
limit. So what was the boss that you said? The Final Fantasy boss that you said,
The
Jim?
Ruby weapon.
Ruby weapon.
Yeah, it was.
Do you know how
it
much
was,
HP that boss has?
It ain't even the HP thing. It was just you didn't know to kill both your characters before going in, and this was before like people were really sharing things on the internet. So it was really hard to figure out how to kill that thing.
So Ruby Weapon only has 800k HP. Yazma has 50 million, over 50 million HP. 1 second.
Yeah, that would be kind of rough. I'm not ever gonna kill a 16-hour boss.
I
I'm gonna
just
tell you that
watched
right
a-
now.
That's not.
A
So
video
the
the other
HP
day.
isn't the hardest thing about the boss. The spells that it can inflict, plus at low levels it casts reflect. So if you try to heal yourself, you can reflect your heal spells onto the boss, which is crazy.
Final Fantasy is always good for throwing in something like that, though. Like just an absolute brutal wall that if you want to go bang your head against it, you're more than welcome to.
Well, there's even some of the enemies that Final Fantasy does with reflect, like you can just thoroughly reflect on yourself, heal yourself, and it reflects to the boss and kills the boss, or
What about
quadruples it.
what
there are
about
some
the
undead
bosses you
bosses
had
that
to
you
heal
just
to kill? I was gonna say, what about
Mhm.
them? Like the other bosses that you had to heal to kill, or like then they put ones in that you had to put certain status effects on before they would take damage. Like that game was so far ahead of its time. Like I love the Final Fantasies.
I
yeah.
love how my fucking ad
But
counter says 30-second ad break, and then it says 150-second ad break. What the fuck?
Yeah, I have no idea.
yeah, I don't know what it's separated
What'd
into.
you do? Throw people in the commercial again?
One
Yeah,
of the most
I
frustrating
can't turn them
things.
off.
One of the most frustrating things about the Yazma fight, though, is all of its attacks has a 5% chance to just instantly kill you.
Yep. That would
So
be.
if you
Yeah,
just
I'm
have
not
a
gonna
bad
do
day
that.
if you have a bad day with RNG and it uses an attack against your fucking party,
See, I
dude,
call
you all
them
die.
those insanity nerd points, and I'm good on them. Like I'm not going to dedicate that much time to get an achievement. I just don't care.
I just watched. I just watched the other day the Ruby fight. This guy who does like, no button kills,
Mm-hmm.
and he does it with Vincent, and he puts counter attack on Vincent. Like I forget what two weapons he uses and stuff, or the weapon in his armor or his bangle, but he puts counter attack on like 8 times plus something else and something else. So as soon as like he goes in, the two party members are dead. Ruby hits Vincent, and he just does like 10 counter attacks to him, and then casts regen on himself, and then it does its turn, and it does it again and again and again, and it's just over and over and over. He just does like 10 counterattacks until it's dead and never dies.
Oh no
And
shit!
he never touches a button. He just initiates a fight, puts the controller down, and does it. But it takes a while. It took
That's
like
awesome.
15 minutes.
That's awesome. That's awesome though. To even figure that out, that's awesome. I give that guy that's 10 out of 10. Kudos on that one.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
More into the mechanics of things and difficulties with bosses and stuff, guys. Like when it comes to bosses, like I haven't talked about it because I usually do, and like everyone, like Destiny is always like one of my favorite games. It's a shooter that's sort of MMO kind of style. We have the raids, we have the dungeons, and stuff like that. And I really pride myself in trying to like solo those kind of things, except for raids because sometimes you can't. But the raids in pretty much all of the raids in Destiny, I won't say all of them, but pretty much all of them have really fun mechanics that you got to do, and there's multiple parts to it. Like Oryx, when the Taken King came out in Destiny 1 and we got to do the raid and we got to fight Oryx, that one was mechanically probably one of the hardest, and then once you got it down, it was easy because you had to do the Shadow Realm and take the orb and slam it, and then stand on the. You had 4 platforms, and then whenever it got to the damage phase of the boss, you had to kill a certain enemy, pop the bubble so you could stand in it. Then these ogres would spawn at the 4 pedestals that you had to kill them too, or else they would they would raid wipe you. And then you would all at the same time, you had to be shooting Oryx in order to get him as much damage into him as possible, so you didn't have to 3 or 4 phase him. It was mechanically crazy.
I'm going to tell you, I like Destiny's mechanics. I didn't get to do Oryx. I love Destiny for the mechanics, but here was my problem with Destiny raids. It came down to killing the boss the same way every single time. And I think that's what kind of burnt me out a little bit was you always had a hunter, you always had a warlock, and it was like well would drop, hunter would wear the hawk mask or whatever with golden gun, and it was like you would do the mechanics, but it was always the same type of damage output thing. Like there was no real new way to put a boss down. It was like same class stack, same kill comp every time. And
Yeah,
I think that got kind of old. Like they should have moved it around or empowered abilities or brought different abilities into the game to where it wasn't necessarily like you had to have you had to have a golden gun, you know.
and Bungie did nerf stuff when Bungie changes the meta, it's either sniper meta, rocket meta,
Hmm.
shotgun meta kind of thing for when it comes to bosses. Like there's some bosses in the oh fuck, the Riven raid. Oh, I can't think of the name of it for some reason, but the ogre that
Was that
is
Last Wish?
the Last Wish
Yeah.
raid.
Yeah.
The ogre that you had to
That raid
kill,
was
you
badass.
stood behind him. Warlocks popped well, and everybody shotgunned his fucking
Hmm.
heal because it was the
Hmm.
easiest to hit, and you could do it. Then when they nerfed that perk on the shotguns, it was no longer the viable strat. Well, it was for one more season, but then they did something else, and everybody found something better. But
Yeah.
those kinds of things do change. Well got nerfed to where you couldn't just tank all damage if you had a Warlock well set up and just DPS the shit out of stuff. You had to
I didn't
actually
get to
do
play in the
other
world
stuff.
of No Well. Like I would have liked to have seen that. I didn't get to play in a world of No Well. Like it was always Golden Gun, and Titan was always Bubble Titan, the Void Titan or whatever.
Yeah, we bubbles for damage, increase use weapons of light, and then Shadow Hunter for the debuff on the boss for extra damage, and then well for unlimited reloads and
Oh, what's up, Airfan?
healing. And then it was the barricade, short barricade on Titans. If you pop that, you would have auto reloads on guns and stuff. So all of that gets set up. You could almost one phase most bosses whenever that got figured out, and then they nerf shit, and you have to move on to something else. Rocket launchers were
Airfan was
always the
saying the
worst meta.
sounds off,
Somebody
my
fucking
guy.
move.
But
I'll
I
say
don't think it is.
they they have changed the mechanics of raiding in Destiny a little bit because, like I said earlier in chat, I still have the game downloaded and go do raids with blueberries. But Titans, if not running bubble, most of them are running the kinetic now, where because it can slow the bosses down or all the ads that they spawn. Hunters still run Shadow Step. It's a common thing. The debuff is just too godly not to use. And then not kinetic, stasis. I'm sorry, that's the name of the one for the Titan. And then
For Shatter.
yeah, they try to run the new strand with warlocks just for DPS, and if you're doing warlock for support, it's still well. But
It's
the
just not as
mechanics have
strong as what it
changed a
used to
lot
be.
over the years. No, mechanics have definitely changed a lot over the years, which kind of makes it hard to do anything. But as a Titan main, I mean, I'll just pop bubble, use weapons of light, call it a day. What?
Yep. So, we're gonna go ahead and get transitioned over. So my question is my topic is for you guys. What boss made you question your life choices? Because that's fucking what it comes down to. And Dark Souls will
Sylvanas.
definitely do it. It's
When
Sylvanas.
I spent a day killing one boss.
That's every fucking raid that comes out. for a while, man. Like if it's not a stupid easy one, you guys are spending a couple days doing it.
A day. Try like a month and a half.
When you guys finally got what's his face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just-
Yeah.
Yeah, Dementius. When you finally got
Yeah,
him, that was
Dementis
fucking weeks.
or Saladvar, man. Either one of them.
I don't think Salabar
Either
took
one
you
of
guys
them.
quite as long.
No.
It did not,
it
no.
didn't.
I know it took a while, but fucking Dementius, like watching you guys for days doing that, weeks after weeks, and you get so close. And
What was
when you guys,
irritating is reverting back to not being able to clear P1 sufficiently after. That's the most
when you
progged
would get
one
to
we had.
P3 and you got a fucking 4% or some shit like that, and you're like, what the fuck's going on, everybody? So
Yes.
I'm gonna ask that you guys, because this next topic was meant for Chaz, and he was not able to be here this morning because he's got work issues that he's got to do. So it's the code of the party, and it's more along the lines of voice chat etiquette and fails. And what we want to talk about here is like voice chat etiquette, some common fails, new player mistakes, and toxic versus helpful comms. And I can tell you from experience in Apex, no comms or just screaming at the mic or telling your teammates that they're dog shit or where they're at kind of thing. That doesn't really work out very well, and that's the type of comms that you don't want. And that's in Apex, a lot of times that's the only comm you get. They won't say a fucking word until they die, and then they're like, "Where the fuck are my trash teammates?" That shit never helps.
Yeah, WoW's like that too, except it's everybody that thinks they're better than they actually are, and they flame people, and they shouldn't be the ones telling them what to do anyways, because they're wrong on what they're telling them, and yeah, you run into that a lot.
I was gonna say, the wife and I play a lot of competitive games, Siege being one of them. Yeah, if not having any kind of call outs, not having any kind of comms call outs, like, hey, Echo, where's Echo at? He just killed you. Like, can you give me his location? And nobody says anything, and then turns around and is like, oh, you're trash, you're bad. Homie, if you'd have given me where he was, I'd have gotten the kill. But the fact that nowadays, and actually Squatchy says this a lot, and a really good point out for this topic. Nobody talks in games anymore. No,
Not for the most
I mean, you
part.
can hop in a 360 party and everybody would be, talking trash or, back and forth type of conversations. But now you hop into like Marvel Rivals or Siege or anything like that, and it's silence. But when you pop open your mic to start talking, the first thing you get is some random person going like, and bro, I don't want you gurgling your mic. I want you talking to me. Like, let's talk, not be a
I think
15-year-old.
toxicity is
Not
at an
deep throat
all-time
your
high
mic.
in games for one.
Mike,
And
wait,
the other thing,
don't deep throat. Myth.
On top of the toxicity, I think that it's people just get offended too easily now. Like they do.
Oh yeah,
they
we
they
are
get
definitely in a
offended
world
like
of
way too
snowflakes now.
easily now. Like,
Yeah. I
You
think
know,
that's why,
you can even try to approach somebody and be polite about it. And when it comes to their gameplay, it is such a flighty thing to do because people are so personal about it that you're attacking them as their character. And it's just the gaming world, the landscape's kind of changed a little bit. Like it really has, or at least that's how it is in WoW. Like you have to be really careful when you're suggesting something to somebody because then they mistake that for you're telling me how to play my class, and then that opens up a different argument. And
jumping back to Rivals real quick, just the other day, we were playing. We can't do ranked together because being on two separate platforms.
yeah,
But just playing, and I understand it's quick play, like play whatever you want. I like winning, but I'm not gonna be like, bro, we lost because you're bad. Like I'm not gonna be like that. I've even said it to Mari last night, was I'm gonna try to stop being like really toxic when it comes to games like that and take it from a different aspect. But we had a kid in our game that literally called me trash, and I was like, I'm not trying to be rude to you, man, but you are an 06 Spider-Man, and I am a 21-3 Thor right now. Like we are not the same. And he ended up asking me to 1v1 him, and I did. And I'll let you know, I wiped him on the floor 10-0 3 times running. but it was just the toxicity that he had the entire time. And it was like, what's the point? You're not going to win a game if you're toxic to your teammates. It lowers the morale for playing. I have told people in Siege that the more you're toxic to me, the more I'm purposely going to throw, because I don't want to be helping a team if you're going to be, terrible to me. Like the first round in, like, my bad, I missed a shot. You were dead. Where were you? But like, if you say, hey, nice try, like, we'll get them next round type situation, like, I'll be more inclined to want to stick around, because toxicity just kills gaming. There's a
It
good
does.
part of it and
It
bad
does.
part of it.
It does.
Like
Yeah.
Call
I
of
strive
Duty,
to not be toxic, and if I'm getting
right?
toxic, I get off the game because I feel like there's too much of it in games. Like if I'm,
Play.
say, take WoW, and I'm running dungeons with people, and I get partied up with somebody that's just not really doing the best. Instead of criticizing gameplay or attacking said player, I just log off, or I go get in a different group or something. Like I try to refrain from putting myself in a situation where I'm going to get angry or I'm going to say something to somebody, because I mean, we all pay to play the game. We're all here to do our own thing.
Right.
Like who am I to
Call
judge
of,
somebody else?
Call
We're
of Duty
not
is the one
Yes,
game
we're not
Vlad.
calling
I'll be
you out,
Just
okay
like
Vlad,
with,
you.
like,
at all.
Call of Duty is the one game where it's okay to be toxic.
Dude, I'm telling you,
It's
if
Call
I
of
have a
Duty.
tank, like if we usually have a tank that's not Myth or someone we know that we know is a good tank, and they're not pulling the way I'm used to, I will start raging, which so I don't keep open mic. Because
Yeah.
what you guys hear, what I let you guys hear is very, very as spicy as mayo, as us in the book club
Well,
would say.
especially like when you're pushing keys, it's like you need a good tank because you're going to pull damage, I mean threat off of them if they're not pressing their buttons. It brings in
Right.
a lot of factors that I avoid, instead of sitting there and being like, "Hey man, you need to taunt, you need to do this, you need to do that." I just don't play with them anymore.
I've walked
Right.
out of Destiny raid groups because I've had people say, "Oh, well, you're not doing enough DPS." That's great. My job is to take the focus, not take the kills. So
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're
On
gonna be
the
mad at me,
flip
I'll just
side,
leave. I'll
though,
dip. Bye.
like
No
with
doubt.
our group in raid, when we're streaming, people will probably come in and be like, wow, how are you guys friends? You guys are so toxic to each other. And it's
Yeah.
like, we've known each other, this is just how we do. Like, we're just,
Yep.
if
Each other's
somebody like a
different than like
pug
a
came in and
stranger.
said something like
Yeah.
that, we'd be all fucking over them. But
Yeah.
like, if I'm like, hey, Jib, you're on your chicken, where's this? And you're just like,
Mhm.
sorry, ma'am. Like,
Yep.
it's
My
different.
bad.
Like, yeah.
It is. It is. Read the room. But I do agree. I
Exactly.
think comms are like a lot more toxic now than what they've been. But I think it's because that's what you watch. Like, I mean, people are making content videos living for the rage. Like, people want to see people rage on a game, flip out, they do shit intentionally, troll people intentionally. Like, that's what's popular
Just
now. I
look at
just don't
Yeah,
Burnt
feed
and the
it.
Peanut right
toxicity
now,
does
dude.
not help. Does
Yeah.
not
His
help
his
Burnt
gameplay.
Peanut's a
Like,
perfect
toxicity's
example.
his toxicity's funny as shit, and people
Yeah.
love it because he knows,
Yeah.
and he's even said on several of his streams, he's like, all the people in my stream, they're my bungulators. He said, and I treat them like my homies. So,
Yep.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
but
No,
we're gonna speed this up a little bit, guys, because we
Oh yeah,
are
we are a
running
little
low on
behind.
time. We're gonna in that segment a little bit, since Chaz isn't here to really talk a whole lot about it, but you guys understand the frustrations of comms and stuff like that. Whenever there is a lot, there is none, there's toxic ones, and all that jazz. But what we're gonna do is ask you guys for that one is share a bad comm story. Comment it in the VOD when we upload it to YouTube.
Oh, for people
And
that's playing WoW, I'm sure you guys have got a story about bad comms. Please comment that under the
please.
YouTube video. Please.
So
I'll tell you what, for
transition.
everyone that shares the story, I'll share a story because I got loads on Warcraft.
So from that chaos to why we play, let's pop it up to the next topic, which is actually, I'm sorry, I got this backwards somehow. I don't know how, but we're gonna go over here to Myth, the healing realm, gaming as a stress
You're
relief.
skipping me. All right.
Well, you
Myth
were supposed to
first.
be last. I don't know how I managed to do that one, but
You
Yeah.
done goof, Sam.
Ladies
fine.
first.
Yeah, Cat already went. So gaming as a stress relief. The biggest reason why I personally got into gaming is I had a really rough childhood. I don't want to give you all my childhood trauma, but coming home from school, having to deal with the trauma of my upbringing, I needed an outlet somehow, and I couldn't. There was no. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so there wasn't any chance for me to like go hang out with the homies. So I
Yeah.
found video games. So instead of getting, in trouble with my friends out and about, I got lost in the world of video games. Um, Being able to, kill the bad guys, take out the stress that way. Just immerse yourself in whatever the stories. Like when I was a youngin, the biggest things that I played was the Final Fantasy MMOs, like 10 and 12 specifically. Put way too many hours into those. But being able to lose
Good games
yourself,
though, man. Good games though. Can't blame you. Good games
true.
though. What's up, Barry? Welcome in, my guy.
Uh, while you're immersed in that gameplay yourself, you just
You escape.
yeah, you forget about all the stress that's in modern day life, all the bad shit that's happening and whatever, and that's continuing into my adult life, right? So for a very long time, my professional career I managed restaurants, and that's a
Very stressful
whole
job.
very stressful job, especially
Of
corporate
course.
Very.
restaurants
Yes.
where they have absolutely ridiculous expectations that they themselves, like the people that are setting your expectations, there's no way they could hit.
They could do them. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I agree.
So
Very
after,
stressful job.
working 10, 12, 16-hour days, being able to come home, booting up the old computer, and losing myself in World of Warcraft, and forgetting about everything from the day, um, until my, my phone vibrated with a fucking text message. Being able to take out my stress online that way has been a great help in life.
Agreed,
Yeah, I bet,
man.
man.
Oh,
Like
I
I
bet.
can't
I
tell you
bet.
how many times that I've come home from a stressful day of work when I worked at AT&T, because dealing in any retail or customer facing stuff is super fucking stressful because people piss you off
Yup.
because
Agreed.
they're super
Yup.
opinionated. But Jeb, I mean, you can attest to this too, and if Grizz was here, he'd attest to it. How many times have we jumped on a shooter game that's super stress inducing, but for some reason it fucking relaxes us? You're like, I just need to kill people
Yeah.
because I can't do it in real life.
Yes.
Exactly.
Like when COVID was happening, I was a grocery worker, so I was considered essential, and like people were so fucking like so bad, just nitpicking and so bad that I'd literally come home and look at Myth and say, I need to kill stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
as long as it's not me, I'm like, can I like duel you in game, or like can we just go kill stuff? And if it wasn't that, it was like I need to put on John Wick to see people get murdered. Like I don't know what to say. It probably makes me sound bad, but it was like I need that stress relief of either killing people
It's
or
understandable though.
something.
And I think that's where like part of my problem's coming from is like the gaming world's kind of chaotic with the start of raid season and everything, and I just feel like I'm really stressed the fuck out. Like I can't
know,
find peace anywhere right now.
it wasn't
Yeah.
a shooter for me, but that's it was a lot of fighters. That's one of the reasons why I'm so good at fighting games now is just I would come home from school being stressed out with,
Yeah.
everyday life of a high
What's
schooler,
up, Reginald?
or even now like work. I'd get home from work and I'm just like, I don't want to deal with people, so I'll just get on and start beating people's faces in on like Mortal Kombat, Soul Calibur.
My
The only
biggest
one I
thing
never touched was
wasn't
Street Fighter.
it wasn't the escape. It was because I mean I'm gonna tell you guys right now, like my childhood wasn't bad. Like I was a spoiled ass kid growing up. Like I had a good time. Now, granted, I moved to a lot of places and ended up going to a
Right.
lot of different schools and stuff. But I mean, childhood all in all, it could have been a lot worse. But the what drew me to them was just the worlds, man. Like the fantasy of the games, the stories of
Yeah.
these games, like Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts told an amazing story. The Final Fantasies told amazing stories. It was getting lost in them, the Oblivions, Morrowind before Oblivion, like before the game talked to you, like reading all those little books and side quests and learning the worlds of Tedrasil or whatever it is, or Tamriel. Is it Tamriel? I think it's Tamriel or whatever, like what the
Yeah.
big
Tamriel.
thing's called. So, I mean, it was That's the main thing that I liked about them. Like it was reading books without reading an actual book at first, because as a kid I wasn't real big into books like when I was younger. I mean, I didn't take up reading till I was older as a hobby. So all these games that I played, you read. Like that's you had to read at the
7 more
beginning to
years,
end.
fine.
I mean,
7
it
more
was
years.
Yeah, Jim, I
legitimately
was the
reading a
opposite.
story. Yeah, you read
I
books to
read the
escape.
books when I was
Yep.
younger, and then it wasn't until I met Myth that I got into the gaming. So now it's like, well, I can visually see what I'm reading, but I also like to escape sometimes
Cat,
Yeah.
early
by
games you would have
reading.
loved, because all early games were an interactive book. Like that is
Mhm.
all early RPG games were. You were reading a book and playing the main character, and that's what made them so fun.
Yeah. That
But I think that
definitely
escape's
helps.
healthy. Like I do, and I think it does good
Glad
in a lot of
you bring
ways.
up an excellent point.
And
Skyrim
doing
can be
math,
made so many times.
you could, dude, look at like all the things that you learn that people would put video games down, especially like me and you, Barry, when we were younger. Now there's not so much the stigmatism, but when we were in high school and stuff, man, like if you played video games, you were considered like the worst of all nerds. You know, like how could you be that guy that sat at home and
Even
played
more
games through
so,
that?
fucking Dungeons and Dragons people were the biggest nerds, and they kept quiet
Yes.
and didn't tell anybody. But now that everybody's like come out as a Dungeons and Dragons nerd, and that's
Yeah, now it's
the new
popular
norm.
to like
Yeah.
these things, and it's because
Well, like
it's our
Stranger Things
generation that are
showed
the
that.
adults now. That's why toys collecting's really big, and these card games. It's because it's our generation that's the adults now. That's like,
Yep.
nah, I want to play
Nerds
card
are
games. Card
okay.
games are cool. I'm playing card games.
Yep. There's a
So
lot of that comes down to it, and I would have to say that probably like when Myth was saying getting that game and escaping or anything like that. One good one that a lot of people I has had to have played is Minecraft, because you can turn off survival mode, go into crafting, and you can just do stuff like you don't.
hours,
You
hours just
That
spend.
is
building
what our
things.
youngest is experiencing right now. So he just turned 7 in January, and he got a computer, an old like one of our computers. He got a new monitor and everything. Because he wanted to play Minecraft. He was able, like, Amazon Kids has a version of it
Hmm.
on the tablets, but he could only play so much because he only had so much like space on the tablet, whatever.
Okay, I'm just
So
gonna turn off
we
Siri on this
told him
camera now.
for Christmas, I was like, well, if you're really good, we'll get you the computer. And he will literally play Minecraft. We were able to get him like mods to it, so he got like we tried to get him like Pokemon, but there's only so much we could get without having internet attached. Um, and he'll play it. And he's just like, this is so cool. He'll be so excited. He'll come in when we're going to be like, can I show you this? And I'm like, well, sure, but I don't know what I'm looking at. And he'll explain it. And it's just amazing to see
Minecraft's a great game.
our
Great
kids
universe.
doing that.
There
Hmm.
would be
Hmm.
so many
Hmm.
times that Vicky and I would be playing Minecraft with my friend Joe, and we would turn around and I'd hear fucking
Yo,
birds
mama.
singing outside, and I'm like, "Fuck! It's daylight. It is 7
Yep,
a.m.
we did it
What the
again.
what the
Yep.
We've
fuck?
done it again.
Like, I gotta go to work in an hour. What? I forgot to sleep."
Oh
There's been
man,
countless times where everybody's been trying to get me to play Minecraft, and I'll get into the game for like a solid week, and then I just never touch it again. I just can't get into Minecraft. I wish I could.
I
It's
like
not
to
my thing.
adventure. Like, Vicky is like the base maker. She organizes and does all that stuff. I'll go off, find stuff, and I'll make a train system to go back and forth between wherever I'm at and our hub that we make. And I'll send stuff back on the cart, or if I need to get there quickly, I'll just, hop in it with it and move on in. And like, that's what I have fun doing. I make like
I
little
could
like miniature
watch
bases.
I could watch Mari play it all day and be so like interested in all of that fun stuff, or watch a YouTuber play it. I boot it up and I'm just like, nah.
That's how, like, with Valheim. So me and Myth took a break
oh, it's
from
such a good
WoW.
game.
And
Such a good
we
game.
played Valheim, and we would, like, I wasn't really the base person because I was just like, I'll decorate it, but you can
Mhm.
build it. I was the one that was out. He'd be like, go get deer, go get this, because I was I had the bow.
Need more wood?
He'd be like, I need more wood. He'd be like, go check the bees, because we were able to get honey. Like, that's how far we got into the game. We were getting honey. And,
need more wood.
And I'd be like, I go chop wood and whatnot. And I'd be like, well, I don't want to chop this tree. And he'd be like, well, why not? I'm like, well, because it's surrounding our base. Like, we want to layer.
You can grow them back. You can plant them and grow them back.
Yeah. But that was just so fun, because like if I had a super stressful day, I didn't really want the stress of WoW or a shooter game or things like that. I'd be like, can we just play some Valheim? We'd put on music, we'd get our coffee table, we'd get like pizza, snacks, and that would be like date night almost. We'd be in our pajamas, listen to music, talking, and just play Valheim. And it was
Me and Lindsay
so
would
fun.
play Smite and kill a bunch of people together. That's what we did. We'd play Smite, murder a bunch of people, be the most relaxing night ever.
Yeah, there were nights when I was just like, I need to kill stuff, and there were nights where I'm just like, can we just play Valheim? I just want that, you know, forging survival style game.
Oh, welcome in, Pixie.
And so I'm gonna ask this question in the chat so we can get moving on, because we are, pretty
we're
much
overtime, but it's all right.
Yeah.
It's Saturday.
We're just gonna add another 15 minutes, so it's fine. But the question is, for off of Myth's topic, is what are some healthy and unhealthy habits that you guys have when it comes to gaming, like as far as like your stress relief or your escape?
Playing too long,
making sure you're taking breaks. There's some good ones from us, but what is something that you guys do that helps you stay in a healthy habit with your gaming addiction? Well, I mean, sorry, we don't have addictions here. No. But
like I said, and I'll say again, comment. I will definitely, for every story, I will leave a story.
Yeah.
Remember, too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Exactly. So, and finally, what we're going to move on to is the games we can't quit. The games that keep calling us back, timeless adventures we always return to. And Jeb, if you can lead us off on that,
guys, I'm going to talk about a game that you might not be familiar with, because I think it's the perfect example. Warcraft.
I thought he was going to say fucking Super Mario, but it's okay.
Wow.
really throw a wrench in there, you know? Yeah, games that keep calling you back, I think, and again, I don't like to use it so much as an example, but it circles back to Warcraft. Warcraft is a very good example for that. I mean, the game's been around for 25 years. A lot of people that's in here has played the game, quit the game, played the game, quit the game, played the game. It's like an ever revolving door. So when it came to this segment, I had to ask myself, what is it that brings everybody back? Like, what is it about WoW that retains like this? It can be friendships, but only to a certain degree, because a lot of people that you met playing this game with are no longer playing the game now. So you've kind of met new friends along the way. So you can't say, well, I play WoW because so and so plays it, because so and so is probably someone that you just met in the last couple of years. It's not someone that you've done your entire WoW journey with. Now, I imagine there's some people that are there that's kind of like that, that have played with that one person all the way through. But for a lot of us, there hasn't been just that one consistent person. So then you ask yourself, is it the world? Is it the fact that there's so much to do? You can fish, you can herb, you can just do daily quests, you can play the auction house. What Bear Fan just said, the escape. It's a vast world. There's so much to do. The lore, the stories, I think it's all these things, all the way down to gameplay. I think Warcraft offers something that a lot of games doesn't when it comes to MMOs. I think its gameplay is very unique, where a lot of games try to often replicate World of Warcraft. They try to do what World of Warcraft does, but they can't, because with my opening statement, World of Warcraft has been around so long that MMOs and that online environment is their bread and butter. Like Warcraft PvP, you get nowhere other than World of Warcraft PvP. And it is a very complex PvP. Like no one just walks into that environment and gets Gladiator. Like it takes a couple seasons to learn the classes and how they play and what you're getting hit with. And I think that at the end of the day, it is every bit of that is why we could use this as a perfect example. You know, the community, all the way to the point you guys may not have been around for this. There was a pre-patch event that they did going into Wrath of the Lich King where you could get infected and turned into a ghoul. And it instantly divided the World of Warcraft into two different communities. You had those who wanted to spread the virus and those who wanted to stop the virus. And this continued on for like a week long, to where for some people it ruined the gameplay. Some people, like me, that moment was so impactful that I'll always remember that moment because it was just pure and utter chaos. But it was the community in itself that was making it chaos, because you had those that wanted to troll people and then those who wanted to stop everything. And it was great. It was great. It turned into a great time. And then those times create memories. And then when you walk away from this game and you start playing other games, nostalgia kicks in and you think to yourself, I think I'm going to go back to World of Warcraft. And that's a circle that a lot of us people have been stuck in. I mean, for me, for example, my entire family plays World of Warcraft. It's not just me. It is me, both my brothers, my parents, my niece who started playing World of Warcraft. Like, it is my entire family. Like, when we have Christmas dinner, we talk about Warcraft. I mean, it has been that big of a part. But I think it's that uniqueness that keeps bringing people back. You know, you have solid, replayable gameplay. You know, with every expansion, you know, you're getting dungeons, you're getting raids, you're getting stories. And as of not, I could say from like Dragonflight, Shadowland, story was kind of lacking. A lot of people really didn't care about it. But then came the announcement of War Within and this 3-part expansion thing, which brought so many players back. And then on top of that, they re-released classics. So if you wanted to go relive the opening moments of AQ, or, you know, trying to do the Scarab Lord grind, you could go and try to redo that again. It definitely, you as well, Chief. I hope you're doing well, man. Um, it definitely, like I said, it's a game that offers something for everybody. And then they just incorporated housing, which it is another whole aspect for people that just want to collect stuff and build houses and do custom builds in the game. You know, it was a very good example for games that keep calling us back because, for example, a lot of WoW players that have played it for a long time, we can move to other games, and we have. We have dropped these games. I myself have moved to Destiny before. I've tried playing like survival games and letting a WoW season go and pass by, but it's you always come back because it's not Warcraft.
Oh yes, like
It's not Warcraft.
It's
You know,
definitely the
it the
same for
game
me,
draws
man,
you
with
back.
other games.
yes, and I love that. Like, if you're the casual player, they added that housing for them as just something else to do. Like, I know I thought I was gonna really love the housing, but I was just like, this isn't for
I haven't
me.
touched it. I thought I would. Every game I've played, I have the most extravagant builds. Like, you guys should see my builds on Enshrouded. Like, I do top tier builds. I have not touched my house in
Dude,
WoW once, and I don't know why.
Yes, and
so
like in our guild Discord, somebody made the Beauty and the Beast library. I was like, I would love to visit that. I don't have the patience. I don't have the time. Nothing.
Yep.
I
What were you saying, Sam?
me and Grizz were talking the other day, and there's a dude that's on there, and I was like, "Is it Simplex?" And because he was saying that there's a guy, and it's not, by the way, but there's a guy on the housing and WoW that is making full on jumping puzzles like Guild Wars 2 style shit.
Yep.
And I was like, because that's why I was like, Simplex does that shit, and he's like, it's not him. I was like, okay, well, there's somebody else doing it, but like that would be fun for me because that's my kind of thing. I like doing that shit. But I think on your point of all of this, and when it comes to missing out, like mine is always the return of Destiny. Like I have yet to get into anything recent with the last season's 2 seasons of stuff or releases, whatever you want to call them.
You're talking about another game that's really unique too, though. Like,
but
no
it's FOMO
game
for me.
has raids like Destiny. Like, Destiny has the biggest atmospheres for their raids and stuff, dude. They go so over the top, and it's great.
It's they're epic scales. Like when you go into them, but there's nobody who does skyboxes better than Bungie. I'm sorry, there really isn't. You look at a fucking skybox, and you're like, there's so much detail in the sky, or the background that has no actual physicality to it. It's just there. And then you go into a Destiny raid and you're like, okay, we just went into the side of a pyramid ship, and this thing, you can't see the walls, but there's so much cool shit in here. Like that kind of stuff, it is cool. But like I said, for me, it's the FOMO. Like when something new comes out, and I've had to like suppress this so much with Destiny, but I'll play Destiny for like 3-4 weeks when something new comes out, and then I stop. And then when the new stuff comes out, I'll play for 3-4 weeks, and then I stop, because that FOMO gets me every single time, that I want to see what new cool shit is in there. Games, gameplay, guns, cosmetics. Like you were saying
Yeah,
in the one podcast,
dude,
you used to
cosmetics in
log in
Destiny.
and buy from the Eververse cosmetics just because some new cool set came out, like the Celestial
So,
set.
dude,
That
I
shit
have
was
so
fucking
many
cool.
cosmetics on that game. So many. Way more than I should. Just put it that way. Way more than I should. I really need to. Yeah. Yeah. No. I don't even play the game, and I still buy stuff on that game.
Yeah. It's
I
crazy.
can always go back to Dead by Daylight. It doesn't matter what other game under the sun could be out. I could play 9 to 10 hours a day of one other game, but my go-to, my comfort game that always calls me back is Dead by Daylight. And they just released not necessarily a new killer, but a new skin for the Trickster, and reworked him, and then dropped a new survivor. And I went through, already got this new survivor up to Prestige 3, and then kind of just racked back up my points. I'm already iridescent, which is the highest rank that you can be. I'm already an iridescent survivor. Like, I did basically everything that you can do in the game until the next season drops, but I'll still casually go back and play it just because it's my go-to. I comfortably that and Smite are, like, for some reason, the two comfort games I can always go back and play.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think WoW, what makes it kind of hard about the leaving and coming back is the catch up. But they've since kind of reduced that so much, and then with like the reworks of the classes, it's not like you need a PhD in playing a game to come back to WoW. Like,
Unless you're Boomkin.
said it again, like, if you ever wanted to play, now's the time to play this thing. It's definitely cool.
So you definitely say that WoW is your forever game until it
It
pisses you
is.
off so bad that
It
you
is.
can never go back.
It is. I've taken breaks and played survival games, but then I said it just calls. And I mean, I wouldn't have met the community that I'm friends with now if I didn't play WoW. I mean, I wouldn't have met Myth, I wouldn't have met Cat, and I mean, to be fair, the HRI community are my best friends. I don't really talk to people like this. You guys are who I talk to and hang out with. So, and WoW being a big part of that, it just
Have
checks
fun,
out, man.
Pixie.
Just checks out. Oh no.
Yeah. And then
Oh
I
no.
think like what really cemented it of not taking a break is the fact that we have a really good guild. So
Yeah.
we know we're going into a good season taken care of,
Yeah.
and having help and things like that. Because if the guild probably hadn't worked out the way I thought it was going to, I'd probably would be like, okay, I want to take a break. Like, I
Yeah.
got CE,
Yeah.
that's the max. Like, I want to take a break.
Even if but I mean, I even thought about this like a good bit the last couple of days. Like, even if I do give the competitive side a rating up eventually, I'll probably just chill here, hang out with everybody, do the heroic run with them, and then just fucking go back to doing my own thing.
Yeah, I think after a while it's going to be like, I don't want to hit that wall anymore.
Yeah.
Of,
Yeah.
of like progging and stuff. Be like, hey, I'm okay with AOTC. Like, unless it's a cool mount, otherwise I'm just probably gonna be worn out really fast trying to do
This
this.
season's pushing me harder than I've ever played WoW. So it's like I said, I wanted to do it for a season. I'm glad I got last season with all the crazy weak auras, so I could say I at least got a CE in the Wild Wild West. I did want to do the increase in what the guild's ramping up to for a season, which is this season, and see what it's about. But we'll make decisions after this season, see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Anybody have anything else on that? Because I'm good. I'm good.
I'm a shameless WoW addict. Enough said.
Yeah, I think we all are. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm sure that there is some sort of anonymous group for WoW addicts.
I guarantee you there is. I would guarantee
I don't need
you
it to be
there is.
anonymous, bro. It's public knowledge.
No one,
True.
no,
True.
no one disregards the
It's
fact that you're a
public
WoW addict.
knowledge.
Just
Yeah,
look at the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Roblox. All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
chat question for you on Jeb's stuff is, what game do you always come back to? I know a lot of you are the WoW peeps from this group and stuff like that, but there's got to be something else that you played and you
That's
always
right.
go back
My
to.
peoples.
Fucking Palatro. Oh, yeah. So, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's guild meeting. We had 6 topics, 6 quests, if you will, and a whole lot of chaos ensued in those and stuff. But if you made it this far, you're definitely part of this guild. If you're in the HRI community, we'll go ahead and throw the socials in there so you guys can get in here if you're not
Join in,
already.
talk to us. I encourage it. We're always in Discord hanging out, guys, playing games throughout the week. If you want to get to know any of us, by all means, jump in. We're not going to bite.
You'll see the Discord link there for the invite, and you'll see the YouTube channels for myself as well as the Head Removal Inkwin. Go ahead and drop a subscribe onto the YouTube channel so you can catch the VODs at a later time. It's where we upload all of the podcast stuff in, and eventually we'll get better at making our clips and posting them there too. But
please comment on the video. Please comment, like, subscribe.
Yeah, I want to hear Jib's
I'll leave
stories.
the story.
And
I got some good
stories.
ones. You guys leave a story. I'll leave some good ones. Because trust me, playing WoW for as long as I have, I've definitely encountered some stuff, guys.
Myth, I need the usual follow, subscribe. Say it.
Oh yeah,
Say it, you son of a bitch.
Subscribe, guys.
One missed and he's like, oh yeah. Like,
yeah, whoa. He stuttered, guys. It's okay.
Did you see his fucking blank face? He's like, what is he talking about?
I did. He's like, hold on, they called on me for something. What do I got to do?
Someday, I'm sorry.
Now
that's
we
like
know how Myth was in school.
I was gonna say that's being in class and he's fucking talking to this fucking
things is if he's typing out something, I have to hold what I'm gonna say.
Or he's not listening. Yeah, no.
Or he'll be like trying to talk to me and he'll start typing what he's talking.
I can't talk and type at the same time because then I'll start typing what I'm talking.
Dude, you can't do 2 things at once ever. You can't.
My wife's the same way. She'll be mid-conversation, get a text message, look at it, and stop. And I'm like, you plan on finishing that story any fucking time?
If you guys ever want to witness this in real time, we stream Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to about 2. He screams all day, ignores me all day. So by all means, come check it out.
Ignore you.
It's okay.
I'm
he ignores me too.
Jeb.
What?
Yeah. It's me ignoring him. That's what it is. They always blame me.
Or you're on your mage. I'm like, hey, Lust. Jeb, Lust. Oh, my bad.
This is true.
Oh shit. But all right, guys. As always, everyone, thanks for being here. Drop the follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Join the Discord community, participate with the Discord community. We do all kinds of different stuff. Offer a lot of information, play a bunch of different games, and there's a bunch of people in here that do that and are not just WoW community members. So again, as always, remember to keep your head on,